I was sick or evil or both.
Jeffrey Dahmer was one of the most notorious serial killers. In American history, he murdered and dismembered 17 men and boys, many of whom were lured with promises of money or sex. Dahmer's crimes were exceptionally gruesome, often involving rape, torture, necrophilia, and cannibalism. Dahmer was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin on May 21, 1960. He had a difficult childhood, marked by his parents' divorce and his own struggles with mental illness. Dahmer was also a loner and had few friends. At a young age, he developed an obsession with death and dismemberment. He would often collect animal carcasses and dissect them in the woods behind his house. In 1978, Dahmer committed his first murder. He was 18 years old at the time and had just graduated from high school. Dahmer picked up a hitchhiker named Stephen Hicks, took him to his house, and killed him with a dumbbell. Dahmer then dismembered Hicks' body and buried the remains in his backyard. Dahmer did not kill again for 9 years. In that time, he attended college, served in the army, and worked a series of odd jobs. However, Dahmer's mental health continued to deteriorate, and he eventually began to drink heavily. In 1987, Dahmer was convicted of drugging and sexually molesting a 13-year-old boy. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison, but was released on parole after serving 2 years. After his release from prison, Dahmer's killing spree resumed. He began to target young men and boys of color, whom he would often lure back to his apartment with promises of money or sex. Dahmer would then drug and strangle his victims before dismembering their bodies and disposing of the remains in various ways. In some cases, Dahmer would also engage in necrophilia and cannibalism. Dahmer's crimes went undetected for several years, despite the fact that he was arrested several times for minor offenses. In 1991, however, Dahmer's final victim, Tracy Edwards, managed to escape from his apartment and call the police. Dahmer was arrested and charged with 16 counts of murder. At his trial, Dahmer pleaded guilty but insane. He argued that his mental illness, which included borderline personality disorder and necrophilia, prevented him from controlling his actions. However, the jury found Dahmer sane and convicted him of all 16 murder charges. Dahmer was sentenced to 15 life terms in prison, one for each of his victims. In 1994, Dahmer was beaten to death by a fellow inmate at the Columbia Correctional Institution in Portage, Wisconsin. He was 34 years old. What motivated Dahmer to kill? There is no one answer to this question. Dahmer's motives were likely complex and involved a combination of factors, including his mental illness, his childhood experiences, and his sexual deviancy. Some experts believe that Dahmer's mental illness played a significant role in his crimes. Dahmer was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, which is characterized by unstable moods, impulsive behavior, and difficulty forming lasting relationships. He also had necrophilia, a paraphilia characterized by sexual arousal from corpses. Dahmer's childhood experiences may also have contributed to his violent behavior. Dahmer's parents had a difficult relationship and divorced when he was a young child. Dahmer felt neglected and abandoned by his parents, and he had few friends. He also experienced a traumatic event at the age of 4 when he underwent surgery to correct a double hernia. Dahmer's sexual deviancy was another factor that motivated his crimes. He was sexually attracted to young men and boys, and he often had fantasies about raping and killing them. Dahmer also had a fascination with death and dismemberment. What can we learn from the case of Jeffrey Dahmer? The case of Jeffrey Dahmer is a tragic reminder of the destructive power of mental illness and sexual deviancy. Dahmer's crimes also highlight the importance of early intervention and treatment for people with mental health problems. Dahmer's case also raises important questions about our society's response to serial killers. Why did Dahmer go undetected for so long? What can we do to prevent future Dahmers from committing similar crimes? This was the video, guys. If you are loving these serial episodes, please do subscribe and hit the like button. We will meet soon.